Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. Want to have a conversation with you today. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a great weekend. Those of you who sell on TCG Player, I know it was a busy weekend for a lot of people. Lots of sales. The 10% store credit back on the TCG Mayhem sale. I want to have a conversation about what we did on TCG Player this past weekend and share with you a little bit and talk about sealed product, particularly looking at the War of Spark era, Throne of Eldraine, this type of product, and have a conversation. So this past weekend, this is the leftover. This is Sunday's orders from this past weekend. We did 750 orders, something like that, 750 to 900 orders this weekend, which is pretty great. It was fun. We don't do direct. We do, we pack all the orders. We do that kind of thing. That's how we do our stuff. It was a busy weekend. It was a big weekend. But what I want to share with you is that I listed basically all of my sealed product from my sealed product collection of draft booster boxes. I wanted to have a conversation. Why? And I want to hear your thoughts. Did I screw up? Did I fumble the bag? Did I lose out? And basically, before I was ever a business, I collected, and I guess you could throw in the word invested in. I think anything that you collect is kind of an investment. I mean, I enjoy, you guys see the other videos, the stuff on the wall. I enjoy collecting, but I had, 20 boxes of War of Spark, maybe 10 cases of Throne of Eldraine, stuff like that. I collected and definitely would say that it was an investment in sealed product. And when I first started that, I promised myself I would hold it for 5 years. That was the attitude. It was, hey, you are investing in this for 5 years minimum. I put it in a closet. I didn't look at it. I didn't touch it. And those of you who know, we had some flooding in our basement. The last, when we moved into our new house, we had flooding. And then this last couple months, we had some flooding in our basement. So I have had to move this effing product 4 times. I've had to move it. And this last time I said, you know what? I'm done. This is stupid. This is so dumb. I'm sick of moving it. I'm sick of storing it. I'm sick of looking at it. And it's time to get rid of it. It's been 5 years. And so it made me look at this stuff in a different way. And I'm still a proponent that collecting sealed product and investing in sealed product works. I think there's an element to it that really works, especially if you have space, if you have a big house with a huge attic or whatever that's conditioned. I think it would work. But I think particularly this era product is in a really tough space. I think I basically broke even, maybe made a little bit of money long term on it. But I think this stuff is in a really weird space because of the current way this industry works. Nobody wants to open up a box of War of Spark. Nobody wants to, the industry has changed. And before, the conversation was it's not really what's about in the box. It's about the scarcity of the box. It's about the whole set of the box, right? That kind of thing. But the industry has changed. And now I am kind of a proponent that the question is, do people want to experience opening this box on live streams? Do they want to open this box? Is there a poll in there that is a chase that they can make money, that they can win? The live streaming market, in my opinion, has really, the whatnotters, the rip and ships, the whatever, has really changed the industry in a way that doesn't really help this era of sealed product. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Leave me a comment in the comment section, all the reasons I'm wrong about this. But the catalyst of which these boxes go to $200, $300 a box, it just doesn't exist. There's nobody, you don't see Pay Money Wubby and Penguin Zero. You don't see those guys opening up Throne of Eldraine draft boxes. The whatnot streamers, the community of people who open up, we open up product on the channel and do live streams. Nobody wants draft packs from 2019. They've reprinted every card. There's no real huge chases. They're fun drafts. Don't get me wrong. this is a great thing. If you have 2 or 3 of these boxes set aside so that in 20 years you can draft with your friends, this is great. This is fantastic. And I kept some to do that. But from an investment standpoint, Magic has just changed the product so much and put in the serialized cards and the super chase cards and the really big, hits and that kind of thing. They've really made it to a point where old boxes like that don't really have a catalyst to grow. They don't really have a reason of which the market would want to buy some of them, other than, again, drafting and having, playing the game with them is a way that slowly those boxes will accumulate. Slowly those boxes will, probably gain some sort of value over a long enough time period. But for me, one of the things I really have realized over the last couple of years, it's not just about your cost of entry. It's not just about the box going up in price. There's also other costs to storing these boxes. I had to move these boxes 4 times because I don't have a warehouse. We've got this warehouse space that we use to ship product. I need space here. Like I as a business, like I need space to move things around, to ship things, to have employees. I can't just have a bunch of boxes sitting around that aren't listed, aren't selling, aren't, if I had a bunch of investment property or retail property or whatever, and I could afford to do that, sure, it might be a decent use of energy and space, but again, probably not. There's probably better uses of space than those things anyway. And at the end of the day, for me, it just isn't worth, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze of continuing to hold on to it. So after 5, 6, I don't know, when was Warsparks 2019? 2019. So it's been 5 years, it's been 6 years or whatever. After 6 years, it's done. Yeah, it's just done. And it's, I kept a couple boxes for drafting and sealed, and, we draft this stuff all the time. The other thing though is like I buy collections all the time, and so we get, I've gotten another 50 War of the Spark boxes in over the last 2 years of buying collections on the YouTube channel. So it's not like these boxes are impossible to find or hard to find. And when we want to draft them, we can pick them up and we can draft them. And I don't need to have 30 of them, in a storage place so that we can draft it once a year with 2 or 3 boxes being used. It's just not worth the time, space, and energy. And again, my time, my money, my storage, I rather put into things that I think are going to do much better in this new climate where people are doing rip and ships and opening product. I think collector boxes, we didn't list many collector boxes. We listed basically draft boxes and some play boxes that I just had extra stock of. We sold a bunch of that stuff. But I'm all for sitting on collector boxes, holding collector boxes and that kind of thing. Because again, the chases are there. The product is fun to open now. Compared to a draft box, the product is fun to open. It's engaging. The eyeballs are on it. It's exciting for people to view and to watch. And so more people buy it and buy into those things. And it also takes up less space. That's a whole nother side of that. This is a $110 box or something like that, $120 box, something. This is a $120 box, and in this space I can store 4 $500 collector boxes. The space that a draft box takes up is just not worth the squeeze. So let me know your thoughts. I know a lot of people will disagree with this video, but at the end of the day, I made myself a deal that I would hold on to it for 5 years. It's been more than 5 years. And at this point, the space just isn't, it's just not worth it. I want my house back. My wife wants the laundry room closets back. Like it is what it is. And at the end of the day, I think there's better uses of space and time and money. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. I hope you guys had a good TCG player sale. I hope you bought some stuff and got some cash back. I hope you, if you are a seller, I hope you're caught up on your orders. We had a bunch of employees. It took us a long time, but we got caught up on orders and we're rolling today. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.